What's going on? I love you. I just want you to know I love you. This video that you and I are about to share is about to be real. It's not tough love, it's love. So let's just take that out. Love is tough, period. Love is keeping your mouth shut when you want to say something because you know that's what's best. Love is opening your mouth when you rather say nothing because you know it's what's best. I am amazed. Y'all see I got my little nails. It just got washed. This is actually clean. All this lint, it just in the dryer got jacked up. We reached our goal. I'm gonna show you this for a hot second, okay? Y'all get to see my little belly that had all these babies. These are not gloves. But we where we want to be finally. I don't have no six pack. Arms are looking really strong. Hey. Oh, you saw my growth? You saw mama growing? You saw me doing it? I'm doing it, baby. That dog. This is one of my neighbors out here walking his dog. So, I could not, for the life of me, figure out why I couldn't get below 155. Once in my life after like high school, I was at 150 and I was like, well, this is not sustainable. How do I like do this and like enjoy my life? So I just couldn't. Like I was overweight for a while. Then having the kids and everything was just all jacked up. Everything was jacked up. Skin rashes and nothing fit and swelling and achy joints and all the things, right? That's just the body age. And I'm like, hell no, it ain't. Something's wrong. Because the Bible said Moses still had his eyesight when he died. The Bible said Caleb was just as strong at 80. It's in there. I'm the exception too. I am the exception. I don't know what's going on with this. And I've seen people walking around here who over 40 who had kids who don't have these issues. So I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. And you doctors don't know how to tell me what it is. So I gotta go figure it out. It took years. When I finally figured out the numerous things that I had to do for my body to have the results I wanted to have, I was like, it's one thing after another. I was just doing a lot of stuff that my body didn't like. Most black people cannot have milk. Just can't. We've had generations of us. We came from islands. We come from places where, you know what? Let's make sure you can hear me. We come from islands. We come from places where there were no cows. So our body never even created enzymes to break down the milk protein that comes in like a tub of a stomach of a cow. So we are mucousy. We swell up. Our bodies typically don't like lactose. We don't like milk. I can act like scientifically that's not true. I can act like it wasn't impacting my singing, all that mucus. I can act like it wasn't swelling me up, but it was. And I said I wanted to have the results these other people had. And for me, that was messing with my body. I had to make a choice. I want to have it, so what I have to do is stop enjoying milk. I gotta get my creamy stuff in another time, another way, or in moderation. That was like, same thing with gluten. Same thing with what type of exercise. Over 40, and those hormones are going down, you're losing muscle mass, you have to do muscle. Don't matter if I rather run all day. I have to do some muscle work. So every other day, at least 3 days a week, I'm doing high intensity interval training. 20, 30 minutes. You know I can't go past 30 minutes. You know I don't want to do it. So I said, what is the bare minimum I have to do to get this result? I said 20, 30 minutes. Once you finally get 30 minutes, you're going to be solid. 3 times a week. It took years to be able to consistently do that. Years. You do it sometimes, you stop. Oh, it hurt too much. Oh, it's winter time, I don't feel like it. Oh, it took years to be able to do what I needed to do to have the result I said I wanted to have. Years! Babies, and you want to eat this processed food, you're going to have a processed body. You don't have more live food in you, I don't care what it is. God didn't make your body to have this little bit of greens. He wants you to have vegetation and herbs and have this much anything processed. Yeah, but it say healthy on the outside of it. It say, look, if they market it to you, you shouldn't eat it. Just eat the food that is here, that never has a commercial. I know, but then how do I get it to me? You have to make it. Make it? Yes, you have to figure out how you can prepare your food. Years Why am I saying that? I told you I was going to love you this morning. I told you I was going to love you this morning. There's a lot of disillusionment that I had to go through. Like, I felt like I didn't have to do certain things to have what I wanted to have. Now, this is where it gets tricky. The reason why it would take me years just to be able to have what I wanted. I actually want this body. I actually want to not be tired after I ate. I want to have passion. You see how energetic I am? This was not my mornings. I didn't give 5 o'clock like, boop, eyes, boop. That wasn't my 5 o'clock wake up. I was, my friends were, I had to shift a whole lot of stuff, right? So in order for me to do it, finally start doing it and doing it consistently, I had to become somebody altogether different. I had to become somebody altogether different. Isn't that trippy? I had to become somebody who didn't believe I should have something that took a change without changing. I believe that. It shouldn't be this hard. I just want it. It should happen because I want it. The world and God was telling me, that's you wanting this does not qualify you to have it. You have to go change. You have to do the things that it takes to have it. But I believe it. That's what I want. I want to be somebody who doesn't have to change and get the things that I want that require change. That's not a real be. You can't be that person and go have these results. I had to stop being a person who would say, it's just too hard. That's not a real thing. You can't do that. That person's mind doesn't get up and go do the things so that she can have what she wants. So that thought in there, Amanda, man, this is just too hard. That's too hard. That thought is too much. It's too much. That thought is keeping you from being the kind of person who will do all the things that I had to do. Learn how to eat without gluten. Learn where the restaurants were at. Learn how to not intermittent fast. Learn how to high interval training. Over 40, all this stuff is necessary. You don't need all that food. Learn, stop drinking. I don't even really like it. It was just social. I was like, wait a minute, it wasn't a hard drink anyway. But I'm like, even just when I go out, I'm like, I don't really even want to go out somewhere. Every once in a while, I'm like, all right, hey. Most times I don't. Why am I even doing this? Wasting my money. I'm being somebody who doesn't want to be left out, who doesn't want to look like the person who's in, sore thumb, like sticking out. So I got to get a drink. I'm being her, and that's why I'm too not confident to be able to say, no drinks for me. So I'll spend the money I shouldn't even spend, and I'll drink something I don't even want. Do you see how now I'm like, oh, that's why I'm overweight. I don't have what it takes to say no to a drink because I don't want to not get invited next time with my friends. What? That's a real situation. Who are you being? So now, this is the formula for all of it. All of it. When I would look at people, because it don't make no sense if somebody's already doing it. There are some things I want that I haven't seen anybody do. And I'm like, well, God, you're going to give me the path. I'm going to figure it out. But most of what I want, somebody on this planet has done. Whether it's financial goals, whether it's, for me, I want beautiful relationships with my sons. Beautiful. I want beautiful relationships as they grow and they age. That's what I want. I wasn't being the person I needed to be. So I would go to people like, man, you have these adult children. Y'all just look like y'all respect each other. Y'all love each other. And y'all listen to each other. You're so kind to each other. Man, they really seem heard by you, and you seem understood and heard by them. How did you do that? How did you do that? Those women who were mothers who were like, oh, well, this is what you do. If you want to have that, this is what you do. You spend a lot of time with them. Ooh. You want to make sure that, especially when they're younger, you look them in the eye and let them know you see them, and you just get on their level, like stoop down and like talk to them where they know you're with them. Ooh. You want to make sure that you don't ever discipline them in anger. Ooh. They tell me what to do, and I'm like, oh. I'm not doing those things. Why am I not doing those things? Okay, I'm gonna go do them. I couldn't do them consistently? Snapping. I wasn't doing them consistently? I wasn't. I wouldn't stop myself get on their level, say, baby, come on, let me talk to you about, this is why we are doing this. I mean, we're not doing this every time. But there are a lot of times where it needed to be a conversation. I need to come down to where they were at. I need to calm myself down. And I just wasn't able to do it. And I was like, oh, it's not about what I'm doing. I don't even have the capacity to be this patient. I don't even have the capacity to be this kind. I don't have the capacity to care enough about how you feel as a little person. I have got to grow. I'm not being the person I need to be so I can do this. So then I had to start looking into my head. Who am I being? Why can't I just relax? Like, when I do something wrong, it's not like a triggered, you know what I'm saying? Or even wrong. I just do something, sometimes it's wrong, and sometimes it's just something you don't prefer. And I'm having a triggered, anxious response. It's too much. It's like, why are we going this hard? I just feel, it's okay. Yes, I know I'm not listening. Yes, I know I keep spilling. Every time we go to dinner, I spill something. But I am 3. It was when they were around 5 years old. And I'm like, okay, now look, we didn't cover this 5 years. And so I, in my mind, felt like, okay, enough is enough. And God's like, that's not how I treat you. So why aren't you being someone who's like, okay, let's talk it out again. Oh, because I feel you don't deserve that kind of treatment right now. I feel like you've maxed out. I feel entitled, and I feel like you know what I'm saying? You have to earn, which is a lot of how, even in my church, how I was raised. You have to earn this. There's not enough grace for you here. When God's telling me, this is a blessing. He's a blessing. These children are blessings. They're going to make you grow. I promise you, they're going to make you change. These blessings are going to make you, if you're going to love them well, have to grow, have to change. So when you are being judgmental, overly judgmental with your children because you're overly judgmental with yourself, I gotta get together. Dang, what's going on with me? That's how you treat yourself. So you love others as you love yourself. So you treat your children that way. You think that's love, being hard on yourself. You think that's what it is. I'm telling you, it's not what it is. Give yourself grace, do better, then move on. Give yourself grace, then do better, and move on. Like, that's what this formula is. But you don't do that, and you haven't done that. You've been a straight A student all your life. So that straight A studentness is, I can earn, I can prove, I can do whatever it takes to excel. I can make sure that you see that I have value. I can make sure that you validate. Look, I have all these A's. And you went through a school system that required that of you. And you're like, well, is this how I win? Fine. So now you have in your mind, I've got to earn the approval. I've got to earn acceptance. And I'm telling you, none of that's in my Bible, and that's how you treat your kids. That is me being someone who's judgmental, overly judgmental. Doesn't mean you don't know truth and you still have to correct things. It's just how you do it, the harshness, it's just the judgment that you don't deserve because of something. You can say, this is not the right way, this is not right. Okay, you have to clean up, you have to clean your stuff up, right? But the judgment that comes with it, that's for God to do. Right? What should happen because the room wasn't cleaned? There are consequences, but how you're doing it, the heart, the space in which you're doing it is because of how you don't have enough love for yourself. That's who you are. You're just being who you are. You're being what you saw. You're being what you believe is true. You're being stuff that came through slavery. You're being this. So figure it out. Go get some therapy. Recite the word over and over again. Check yourself. And I did for years. Like, this is not it. I want to have a wonderful, flourishing, vibrant, fun relationship with my sons. So I have to do better in listening to them, paying attention to their words, not cutting them off, making sure I'm on the level they're at so they know I hear and see them. I've got to become somebody who wants to spend more time with them. Not, okay, well, we did this. Okay, let's go drop you off. Okay, now we can pick them up. It's time for you to do this. I have to want to spend time with my kids. Oh, and be like really present with them while I'm spending time, not on my phone, I'm with you, we're talking, I'm listening to the things you're interested in. Oh, that's a whole thing I have to go do. And I can't do that unless I become someone who actually is kind and cares for her own self. Kind and cares for just the fact, even when you're in your worst spots, you can give grace. Oh, do you see how all of it translates, whether it's working out, whether it's parenting, friendships, marriages, eating better, whatever, wanting to meet financial goals? You want to make $600,000, you have to be a different person so that you can do what it takes to do whatever that is and then have that income. I hope this resonates, because if you don't see, it's me and I can do it. I can have whatever I want to have, but I got to go do different stuff. If I don't want to do the stuff, it's because I'm not ready to be the person. When I'm ready to be the person, I'll start changing, and then I want to do the stuff. Now, I don't even want to drink. I don't even want to eat the stuff that I used to eat. I don't even want it. But that took years. This is also true for my singers. Listen to me, y'all. I'm not even going to get into how you have to be on a whole nother extra level if you're going to do worship. Because then you have to really be in prayer with God and be communing. Like, your heart has to be right. So let's not even go into that. If you just want to be a singer, because you have to do all of these things if you're going to be a secular singer or artist, and then more if you're going to be a worship leader. As an artist, as a singer, you have to know your words. You have to know your words. You have to. I really hope you hear me. There is no way around that. What's cute? Oh, goodness. Excuse me, y'all. You have to know your words. If you are fumbling, or you can't figure out where you're going, or you're not clear on your key changes, or if you already giving us energy, you're not ready, you're not prepared. Now, if you don't want to do what it takes to know your words, if you're doing a cover song, or if it doesn't mean that you don't know your words. Sometimes you just forget your words. I'm talking about you regularly keep getting up there and doing sets and you don't know your stuff. If you don't want to do that, then don't get upset when you don't have the kind of career that's creating momentum. Why folk ain't cute? They don't call me back out. Why I'm not getting no reviews, and why not? You can't. The people who get called back out are people who know their words, because we don't feel uncomfortable, not sure about where they're going, because they clearly don't know where they're going. You have to know your words. Now, if you want to have that, you want to have that kind of life, that kind of career, that kind of longevity, right? Then you have to do that. That's a foundational thing. You can't be looking for your words. You won't even try certain things in the performance because you're so stuck on what was the next part. All my singers know that. Ooh, where was I going with that? You can't do that. If you don't want to do that and change that, then you can't have a flourishing relationship. But now, if you're like, okay, I want to do that, but why can't I do that? Great. There's a person you're being who won't. That person you're being, somewhere in there, is saying, I don't feel like I should have to change. I don't feel like it should be this hard. I don't have the time. Whoever you're being is keeping you from doing what's necessary, like learn your words, learn your lyrics. I don't want to. It's too hard. It don't take all that. They know what I'm trying to say. I'm good at this part. I'm not good at that part. It's like, okay, well, that person feels like she shouldn't have to go the next level. And I get that. But that's why you don't know your words. That's why you're not putting the effort in. And since you're not putting the effort in, that's why you don't have what you want to have. Does it make sense? You want to have a flourishing relationship with a man? Same thing. You cannot be irritating. I'm talking about do all that with your girlfriends. Like, I be turning up with my girlfriends. When it comes to my man, it's like, that's just not what I'm doing. He can't talk to me a certain way. I don't talk to him a certain way. It's like, no, I turn all that up with my people. Me and him talk really loving and respectfully, and I keep my attitudes and stuff in control because this is my man. He's the leader. If you don't want to do that, don't get married, girl. Go live your best life. Travel, do Dubai, do all that. But if you I feel like I should be able to be who I am as a single person, as a married person. You know what he got? That's not true. You can be who you are as a single person, You cannot be who you are as a single person with another person. Both of y'all are going to have to do a lot of changing. And somebody should have told us that before we got married. They are not going to be there to just make you happy. Y'all going to have to serve each other, which means y'all going to have to change. If you don't want to do that so that you can have a beautiful, fun, flourishing relationship, if you don't feel like becoming somebody more patient, becoming somebody with more long-serving, becoming somebody who's more other focused, if you don't feel like being that person so that you can do what it requires to keep your attitude together, to keep your facials together, to think about the whole and not just the individual. Like, if you don't want to do that and then so you can have the relationship, then don't get married. You see how it all connects? I hope you do. Because for a lot of my life, I was like, I want to have this. And then recognize, okay, I'm willing to, even when I'm willing to do it, I can't do it because I'm not willing to be it first. I'm not willing to get rid of whatever my stuff is so I can become a person who now normalizes, this is how I speak to my children. Now I've forgiven. I've done the things that I have to become so that now I see I am no longer triggered, and this is how I speak to my husband, my friends, my clients. This is how I treat my audience. This is how I treat. If you weren't seeing it, if it wasn't modeled, you don't know how to be it. So you have to go become it. And then you're going to just naturally start doing stuff like, oh, yeah, I don't drink milk. I have oat milk. I have almond milk. I don't drink about cow's milk. It's just not even a thing. I asked, do you have oat milk? Yep. Now I was doing it before it was sexy and popular and now common in restaurants. I just have my tea, my lemon, honey, water. That's it. Because I was willing to have what I wanted to have, do what I needed to do so I could have what I wanted to have, and I had to go grow slowly so I could finally become consistently the person I wanted to be, so I could do the things I wanted to do so I could have what I wanted to have. And couldn't become the person I wanted to be if I didn't get my head right, if I didn't go think through, why can't I do it? Why do I say that? Why am I triggered? What's happening? Oh, because you feel this way about you. Oh, because you saw this all your whole life and you think that's what it is. Oh, because I had to go be it so I could do it and then go have the things I wanted to have. And I'm telling you, y'all, you get that together, you won't be so mean to yourself. You'll be like, why can't I have this? Oh, because I ain't willing to do that. And then you're growing, but okay, why can't I have it? Because I'm willing to do that. Nah, but you're not willing to be the person you have to be to do it. Now you have to change. You're willing to do it. Okay, great. You want to go. Let's work out. But then you keep quitting. Okay, I'm going to try it again. But then you keep quitting. Oh, I didn't change. My thought of it shouldn't be this hard needs to change. It can be whatever it's going to be. It's going to get done. That's my thing now. Oh, it don't matter. I can do hard stuff. I'm made for hard stuff. And matter of fact, it ain't really ever that hard. I'm made for it. I'll crush it. Just show me how. That's how my thought is now. Okay, so what does it take? Are you sure that's what it takes? Are you sure? I get enough consensus. I talk to enough experts. I go, yep, clearly that's what it takes. So then I adjust myself to become the kind of person who goes, I can handle it. I can handle anything. If this is what God's calling me to do, and I have to do this step to get to what God's calling me to do, I can handle it then. Apparently, He's made me to be somebody who can handle it, and that's what I think about myself from now on. If God's telling me to do this, and I have to be this person to do this so I can have that, then clearly God thinks I'm capable of doing it. Let's go. I had to change that thought process. Not, I don't know how I'm going to do it. It was like, well, clearly God thinks I can do it. He made me for this. This is what He's telling me we're doing it. God tell you to go conquer something. Well, apparently He think I can do it. Let's go do it. That's the new being I had to become to feel certain and strong and confident in what I'm about to go do, which I've never done before, so I can have what I know He told me I can have. Does it make sense? I hope so. I love you. I love you. Why I have to give you the black Madea look? I love you. I don't know about these other people. It's okay, girl. Girl, you know how it is. That's not love. Girl, here go a drink, girl. That ain't love. That is not love. That's an accomplice. That is somebody who helps you compromise. I mean, yeah, I know, you know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know what I'm saying? He don't really commit to you, girl, but you know you need, we be needing to get some. That's not love. You know when you get out that bed with that man, your heart broken, and she is enabling that. That's not love. Love is tough. You know what I'm saying? You deserve that. Your boss deserves for you to snap off on them. That's not love. She's gonna have to send you to that Bible and say, look, you can have a hard conversation with your boss and not lose your temper. Because now you're both wrong. The boss was already wrong, but now you're wrong with the boss. That's love. Love is telling you the truth. Right? So what we gonna do? How we gonna grow so we can stay in control? We can recognize your boss's words don't have to have value to hurt you. You can stay calm and be like, I understand, sir. Sir, I'm gonna need you. Could you please stop interrupting me? Otherwise, we can reconvene this conversation. I'd like to share with you my position on it. But I can't do that if you're gonna be unkind. You can stay calm with people who are disrespectful to you. You can stay calm with people who are not honoring your space. You don't have to lose yourself. Your friends, your people who love you will tell you, no, we don't let go get off our square. Right? So you lost yourself. Let's work through that. Let's go to therapy. Let's talk through it. Let's heal. But we're not going to stay like this. We're not going to stay like this, y'all. My people, you do not have to stay in any scenario you don't like. We are humans. We can figure it out. You have a whole brain. We're not even going to talk about those who are divinely connected to God. You have He will tell you. He will liberally give you wisdom if you ask. That's James. He's not going to hold nothing from you. He's going to tell you, this is why it happened. This is what happened when you were 4. This is why you're being that way. So you got to do this. He's going to tell you. He's going to tell you. Right? He's going to tell us. He's not going to hide something from us. So we can figure it out. We can figure it out. And when I tell you I love you, I actually really do love you. With all my heart. with all my heart. Every time I have to say something truth, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want people, but I don't want them to stay where they're at. Because I know freedom always has a price. For you to be free in any scenario, there's a price. Look at that sun. Somebody paid a price for freedom. Every time. Every time. And we want to be free. I love you. I'll see you soon.